Public Programs of UCLA Film and Television Archive. My name is Shannon, Kelley, and I'm Head of Public Programs for the Archive. It's a very great pleasure to share this special evening with so many friends. Thank you for being here. Tonight we're going to go on an exploration together of the enigmatic legacy of Marilyn Monroe. The iconic actress passed away in 1962, some 50 years ago, amazingly. Some of us may know that her interment took place across the street at the Westwood Memorial Cemetery, and some of you may also have noticed that the burial place is depicted in an artistic rendering just next to this theater's box office. These strange facts emphasize the paradoxical nature of Monroe's image in our consciousness. She created a unique image and a certain aesthetic distance that makes her at once so close and so far. I'm greatly pleased tonight to welcome Susan Bernard, author of the book Marilyn, Intimate Exposures. She is the daughter of famed photographer Bruno Bernard, among whose many achievements was to have created several of the most iconic photographic images of Marilyn Monroe. This work is documented in the lavish book which Susan is signing tonight, including following our program. A legend in her own right, Susan co-starred in Russ Meyer's Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. Her on-screen collaborators, actually, have ranged from Orson Welles to Henry Fonda. And I can't say that about too many of our guests. And she was named by no less a publication than Playboy magazine as one of the 100 most beautiful women of the century. She now fosters the legacy of her father, and Marilyn, Intimate Exposures is her 7th book. She's an active member of Penn Center USA and is currently working on a novel. Welcome, Susan, and thanks for being here as well. Terry Sanders, the director of tonight's documentary, The Legend of Marilyn Monroe, is a multi-award winning producer and director, twice the winner of the Academy Award in 1995 for the Best Documentary Feature, Marilyn, A Strong, Clear Vision, an award shared with fellow producer Frida Lee Mock, who also directed, and in 1955 for Best Short Subject with A Time Out of War, an award shared with Dennis Sanders. He was also an Emmy winner for Best Informational Special in 1989 for the documentary Lillian Gish, The Actor's Life from Me, among many other awards and nominations. His documentaries have touched on contemporary social issues as well as biographical portraits, such as the landmark documentary we will show this evening, The Legend of Marilyn Monroe, an early, substantive attempt to understand the unprecedented impact left by the truly legendary and recently deceased young star. Terry has been a sometime professor in UCLA's School of Theater, Film, and Television, and in our recent program saluting the African and African-American filmmakers who emerged from the school in the 1970s and 80s, Terry was a frequent attendee, and his name was often called out from the stage by his former students, attesting to the fact there was a lot of love in the room for Terry at that time. And again tonight. Thanks for being with us here, Terry. This evening's program forms an appreciation of Marilyn Monroe from 3 distinct vantage points, and not the usual ones. Actually, the archive will screen a double feature of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and Bus Stop at LA's historic $1 Million Theater downtown, I believe on March 4. But tonight, something a little more unique. First, we will take in a brief selection of newsreel segments and a few silent newsreel outtakes, all from the UCLA Film and Television Archive's vast collection of Hearst Metrotome newsreels. Following this, Susan Bernard will read from Marilyn, Intimate Exposures, and the media program will conclude with a screening of Terry Sanders' The Legend of Marilyn Monroe. Finally, I will join Terry and Susan for a discussion of these different ways of regarding Monroe as an artist and as an image, and we'll take a few audience questions as well. So I'll be offering some comments about the newsreels that we'll see. Some of these have been finished by the Hearst Corporation with music and narration, these many years ago. Others were never used publicly at all. It's the nature of this collection, which was donated outright by the Hearst Group to UCLA Film and Television Archive, that it is one of the richest treasure troves of images that sometimes can't be found anyplace else. And many, many of them were never included in newsreels before. So it's very fun to be able to explore these rarities in a program such as tonight's. And with that, Jim, could you start the clip show?